my name is Faith, and One Drop has actually invited me to actually share with you about the 3 oils that you can use when you're feeling stuck and frustrated. So for myself, right, there are times that I do feel stuck and frustrated. It could be like when my kids are acting up. It could be like when working with different people and I'm feeling like, oh, why do I not have my result? I want my success quickly, etc, etc. So I've noticed that in the past 2 years, I've been working a lot more with emotional oils actually, especially more so for this year in 2020. So here's some of my tips about using these oils as well, before we get started on the 3 oils that I want to feature in this video. First and foremost, it doesn't matter where you apply your oils on. You can actually take, your oil, take it out, a few drops, 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops, that's fine too, and rub it first. And then what you can do is that people will ask this question, oh, where should I put my oils? Because they're concerned that what if they put it in the wrong place, what if it doesn't work well, etc, etc. Now the thing is that you need to know that the oils have its own innate wisdom. So what it means is that it will, if you put on any part of your body, it will go to any parts that it needs to get that part of your body balanced. It can be like, say, like your emotions, it could be your skin, it could be like anything in your body actually. So don't worry too much about where to put it on or how many drops. You can actually use your instinct. If you feel that 1 drop is good enough, go for it. A few drops, go for it. For me, right, when I work with oils that's for my emotional, mental or spiritual needs, I actually like to put them on my forehead and also on my temples as well, and also across my chest where my heart is at. There's also one very neat spot that you can put your oils to. It's actually at the back of your head over here. It's actually like at the base of your skull, at the back of your head. When you touch the center of it, you'll notice like a soft spot there. So that's like your brainstem. In your brainstem, there's a spot called the LC notch as well. You can actually Google and find out more information about it. But it's a very interesting spot because it's a spot that is like a circuit board. It's connected to your spine. It's also connected to your brain as well. So when you work on issues like emotions, let's say like posture, balance, it can also be confidence as well. It can also be like working to have like focus or even memory retention, whether is it short-term or long-term memory. This is a good spot to put your oils on actually, okay? Okay, let's just get started. Okay, I've noticed that when I feel frustrated and stuck, so it can be any emotions, it can be frustrated, it can be like angry, resentful, guilt, etc, etc. I've noticed that I would be like, my brain is like flipping here and there, like there's a lot of thoughts running through my head. I find that like sometimes the thoughts move so fast. I'm feeling so much that I'm almost incoherent. Like I cannot really like sit down and pause and process through what am I feeling, what are my thoughts that contribute to this as well. So the first oil that I love to use is grounding. Okay, so with grounding, right, I like to put it like, okay, let me just show you. Okay, I like to put it like on my forehead, okay, at the back of my head where the brainstem is at. A few deep breaths as well, and across my chest. Some other spots that you can put for grounding too, you can put on the soles of your feet. A lot of times for us, right, when we feel grounded, it's actually through like, our palms and the soles of our feet as well. Grounding actually means that you're feeling that sense of like security, you're feeling steady, like you know that no matter what the situation is, you can actually power through it too. So I've noticed that when my mind is like, the focus is tattered, it's like in shreds because I'm feeling all kinds of emotion, grounding helps me a lot to bring me back to that focal point when I'm feeling a lot more calm and more rational to actually work through my emotions as well. You can also put grounding if you want to. You can also put grounding at your tailbone there. It may not be a spot that many people put, but it's a very good spot to help you to anchor to life as well. So I love grounding for that, because I think that when we are more able to be grounded, we are actually we are more better equipped to actually help to work through our emotions as well. The second oil that I love to use is actually present time. Okay, I understand that for many of us, right, including myself, I don't like to sit with my negative emotions. I don't want to spend any more time on them if I could. I don't like to feel angry or frustrated or resentful or guilty or shame, so on and so forth. I love present time because for myself, right, I feel that the more I resist, feeling a certain way, or the more I resist accepting that I'm having these thoughts and these are my emotions, the more it persists. So I use present time because I want to use the power of the now, as what Eckhart Tolle would say, to help me to anchor to right now. Like right now, at this moment, with this breath I'm taking, while I'm talking to you, what exactly are the thoughts running through my head? What are the thoughts, and what is the feelings that I have in my heart, you know, and how's my body feeling as well. I use present time to anchor to the present, because so often, even though right now we are in the present, so often our minds go way back into the past and maybe too much into the future. But there's a saying that, you know, the past is a country that you can visit but you can never stay. So no matter how good my past could be, your past could be, it's not a country that can stay in forever, you know. What matters is right now, you know, not really like the past, not at all the future. The future is a myth. Like, we can always say that, oh, we'll do this thing when it's a tomorrow. But do you realize that tomorrow actually never comes? You basically have a series of today and today and today. Because when you wake up, it's again another today. You know, so we don't really arrive at a tomorrow or a future. So I believe so much about working so much about the present, working at the present moment, at the present level, at the present moment, to harness our power, to get through our emotions. So I love present time for that. Some of the things that I do besides using these oils is that I've also done things like, if I really feel that I need to vent it out, or speak to a good friend who can really be there for me and listen to me, not to help me troubleshoot or to solve problems, but really being there for me, I will call up one of them and ask, hey, you know, can we speak? The friend that I love, that is really there for me at this time, is when they give me the space and the time over the phone or face to face for me to like just unload, and unload in a way that I'm not holding back. I am being super raw and authentic at where I am right now, because I've noticed that everyone is very wise innately. I think when we are all giving the space and time to just unload how we truly feel and not holding back, staying present to ourselves, that's also where we kind of like bottom out and we found our equilibrium and start swimming upwards. So that's where the magic for me lies, in working through stuck emotions as well. If you feel that you have a problem that you don't really want to talk to anyone about it, it's something that's too sensitive that you don't want to bring up to anyone, try this. You can take your smartphone, okay? Every smartphone nowadays have a recording function. You can just use the audio recording function, just record, and you just go. You can just rent off whatever you want, you know, say whatever you want. And you can also delete it afterwards. So there's no need for you to censor how you really feel, the beep words that comes out from your mouth. There's no need, okay? The most important thing is that you are there for yourself, even with a smartphone, okay? But you are there for yourself. You are there as you help your own self to clear off everything so you can start afresh later on. So the other one is that, of course, can journal as well. I just realized that for me, I love to write. But I've noticed that for some people, they don't really like to write. So maybe instead of writing, try using the sound recording on your phone. I found that very helpful. It helps me to get to a state where I accepted my thoughts and my feelings, and because I accepted, it was very quickly for me to shift as well. The last oil that I love to use is Transformation. Transformation oil for me, that I love it because the times where I really have a super important goal that I want to get to, but my beliefs at the time was like I have a lot of doubts around it, I have a lot of doubts in myself, or it could be something like I have a very fixated belief on something, and I know that it's not serving me and need some kind of like, you know, oily help to help me shift as well. So transformation is so good for that. For any of these oils I mentioned, put it on your forehead, your temples, the back of your head, over your chest, super helpful. Transformation actually helps me to, you know, like I can be like, say for example, grumpy for several days, for example, like over my kids, for example. And I realized that it actually helped me to shift to a state that I could actually be a lot more appreciative of my family and a lot more accepting over my own thoughts rather than judging myself for having this kind of thoughts as a mother. The other thing that I love to do when I'm using these oils as well is actually the art of reframing. So what is reframing? Reframing means that, I'll give you an example. It's really about conscious languaging. I've realized that when I say things like, I have to go to work, versus I get to go to work, you know, it's so different. So the word have to and get to brings a very different energy to it. And I noticed that when I do something simple as that, changing my languaging around the same thing about going to work, right? I noticed that my emotions shifted as well. So with the have to, I feel that I'm feeling obligated. I feel like a sense of I need to do this, no one wants to do this as well. So a lot of times it opens the doors to like resentment, overwhelming sense of responsibility, so on and so forth. But with I get to, I've noticed that with that, I shift a lot quicker to a state of grace and a state of gratitude. Like, I get to do this job. I get to be with my colleagues. I get to do this work that is so important. I get to bring home income for my family. Okay, I think right now, like, you know, now it's like already going to be end April 2020. If you're watching this video like around this time, just know that with COVID-19 and so on, it has been stressful. It has been a time of anxiety, whether you feel it or you don't feel it, you know. And I just think that it's just so important for us to be gentle on ourselves, slower also, just to take a deep breath, breathe, and pause for a while. So I hope you like my sharing about using these 3 oils to, you know, get unstuck. Drop me a note or send me a comment and tell me how you find this video. Take care and have a good day. Bye.